the sides of my lips kind of get stuck together, and it's horrible, and it kind of breaks apart sometimes. Maybe it's the way I use it, but yeah.
That's what she said. And that's how we started the third and final podcast for tonight, because it is.
There's so much uploading. So much uploading.
Yeah, so eventually your internet will straighten up and get its act together, and
Yeah, it has, but I think I'm gonna try put my laptop here tonight and just listen to a podcast on my phone or
just
something.
did you watch the video, right?
Hmm?
You
Which
watched
video?
that video I sent you on WhatsApp. Remember the one you said
Uh,
it's like it's taking what?
oh no, I haven't.
Look. So you saw what you have to do, right?
Okay,
That
let's see.
is that is how you have to retry it.
I can't even see view details.
Well, the
Whoa.
PlayStation Pro is better in more ways than we know. It's weird.
Yeah, so guess who's uploading all of these? I wish
No,
I
no,
could
no, no, no,
send
no,
you
no, 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 no,
videos.
no. Your internet just needs to get its act together. Forget about it.
And my PlayStation. Gonna get his act together. He can't
Well,
change. He's a
well,
he's a
your
normal
internet. If
PlayStation.
you get your internet together, then your PlayStation doesn't have to get its act together. So
Yeah, I suppose so. Until we do get on our website and upload our
we
new
should.
podcasts.
The thing is that
Squarespace.
that's the thing. Who between us wants to pay the fee for Squarespace? Who
You
here?
can.
I don't want to.
Yes, you do.
Why
I know you
not?
do. Yes, you do. I know you do. Come on. I know you do.
I sort of, kind of do, but I don't want to spend that extra cash. It's like 50
I mean,
bucks
I
though.
probably will be making the website, but anyway, it's fine.
Well, we got an RSS, and an RSS doesn't need a physical web page, does it? It just
No,
needs
but
the.
we want a web page, a nice web page,
I
you know?
know we want one, but the
But
limits
then,
at which we.
and then we, but then we don't have to use our PlayStation, which is kind of, you know, kind of good.
Well, it's a kind
We
of
we don't
win-lose
have to.
situation. We win in our total and utter control of the whole process, but we lose in its simplicity and ease. Think about it. How much
Okay,
work and time and
let's
money
see.
is going to be sunk into the whole endeavor of using a
Let's do.
computer? Because the
Let's see.
whole computer
Yeah.
costs quite a bit running
Okay,
software,
I'll be right back.
gear.
Be right back.
Hello. I am talking to you now as a as a lonely podcaster. I have no one to talk to. I'm just playing GTA by myself, talking into my mic so I can wake everyone up who's listening to my podcast. You hear that? You hear that, Joel? Ricky? One of the loose American. Do you hear that? No. Okay, fine. I'll put my headset back on. So, how are we doing today? I would like to welcome you to the podcast, which we have recorded back to back with the other one, granted. So, it is kind of going to be a little. Yeah, I could cut it now, lose all the content, and that great beginning of detailing us how crusty his lips are. But, come on, that was a great beginning, like, really, like, that was a good beginning. I don't want to cut it though. But anyway, so as a growing community as we are, we have had requests to do special videos. So, like for example, we have had a request to do a Asian podcast. I don't know exactly how that would go down. I'd imagine we would just get stoned in the streets, though. So, maybe not the best choice to do. I know we rant and rave about Americans more than enough. Well, why can't we share the love? But, frankly, I'm too scared of China. Also, does anyone realize how Trump says the word China? He doesn't say it like China. He says like China, right? Like a Gina kind of thing. And a Gina is more like a toddler that doesn't know how to say her private parts. China, 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 China. Like, no, that's not how you say China, right? You can hear the ch, like chimichanga, or cheddar cheese, or ch chastity. Anyone watching my GTA would know who. Oh, yeah, anyone that actually plays GTA would know chastity because she's a hoe. I joke. We mean well. But you can't take us at what we say. We're merely just saying words to make like this is like Trump's defensive locker room talk. Really, like we're not really. We can't be expected to be fully held accountable for what you say in a minute or so, right? Like it's like quick thinking on the spot, and yeah, we can self-correct ourselves most of the time, right? Like not most of the time, some of the time, right? But not always, right? Like I could say something like, "Oh, Joel said he'd finished Bloodborne." He didn't say that. I just screwed up, and I meant to say he didn't. But then I ran with it, and I sort of half-heartedly corrected myself. But anyway,
That's good to know.
yeah, thank you. So, what were we talking about?
I have no idea. I
Great,
was just hungry.
you asshole.
And also had to take those. Anyway.
I was just talking about how PG I'm trying to be, but anyway.
Okay, cool.
Um, we were talking about how how much of a pain in the ass it would be to set up a PC.
Oh, yeah.
You'd need, like,
It would be.
here, we're in relative high life. Think about it. Our microphone is set up, a activity with our hands is set up, which arguably we don't need, but anyway. It's easy to record, to upload, relatively if your internet's not giving you troubles. But if we do want full control over our own website or whatever, we'd have to give up this simplicity
Yeah.
of PlayStation recording. I don't know if
I
I'm willing.
suppose.
I don't know if I'm willing to do that.
Mm, I suppose you're right. Yeah, you're right with that. Hmm.
Well, I suppose. And plus, I don't want to pick up the like. Isn't it like? Don't they say it's like it's only $5 a month? And I'm like, $5 a month, 50 rand a month. That is literally all the carrying cash I get a month. That is
Well,
all the
I
carrying
suppose it
cash I
will
get a
be a
month.
lot more effort than what we're willing to do. So,
Way much more effort. The only reason that I'd consider upping our quality is if, for some reason, we start to get some traction, right?
yes.
And if we do
Which won't
start to...
happen if we don't upload. So,
Exactly. So, when your internet gets its stuff together, then we're back on
okay.
track.
Yeah.
But maybe just fish around and try and find that setting. Like, maybe it's not in the same place, than me.
Mhm.
But just go through it, try and find it. Um,
Okay.
my internet the
Okay.
first time I tried to upload, it was in a mood.
No, but mine's been doing it for the last, I don't know how long.
Mine did it
It's really
for
annoying.
about a week or so as well, and then eventually it let up. It was like in a mood. My internet got in a mood. It got in a tizzy. My internet was on its period.
It was just mine's like
If in,
using it. It was
if
fine for
internets
like
could
the
have
first,
such a violent mood swing as we typically
and
depict
have
periods,
biological bodies that
if internet could have
uh,
the typical depiction of menstruation, then that was what happened to my internet that one time.
yeah.
So,
Mm,
talking about internet menstruation, how are you?
huh? How am I?
How are you? Yeah.
What do you mean?
What can't I just ask how you are? Like
I'm
it.
fine, but you normally don't ask, so kind of weird.
Well,
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Actually, I'm starting to ride that melanin. I I could
You a bit tired?
yeah, I could imagine riding the melanin, the melatonin. Sorry, the melanin. I ain't. I know they say once you go black, you can't go back, but um, this kind of melanin, I don't want to be riding in that way.
Yeah.
Uh, God, I need
I mean,
sleep.
we could stop
We could,
if you want to.
but
And you are uploading this one, so it's
well,
not my fault.
we spent the first 3 minutes talking about how crap it would be to start up a PC. Then you left, and I started talking to myself, very
Yeah.
convincingly, I might add.
About lying to me and stuff. Yeah. I'm joking. I'm really am. It's fine.
Well, let's finish this one out then,
Okay.
and then I'll ride my melatonin straight into.
We could upload this one as a Lang app.
Ooh, we haven't had a lagging app in a while.
Yeah, especially of the whole things we have not been doing. Ugh. I have so much to upload.
Well, what time is it anyway? Ooh, 10 o'clock. So, this is another thing about sleep, D. This is
Mhm.
how I measure my sleep. I count the hours, so if I want to get up 6, I'd go to bed about 10, so that I could get 8 hours, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm just tired today, right? Like spending time with very energetic people is surprisingly draining. Like
Yeah, I would
me,
think so.
me and Joel both agreed we are extremely boring compared to the two ladies we spent the afternoon with.
Yeah, I saw that you two were. Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
You saw?
I'm sure Joel was having fun.
Oh, he's still right on his way to getting that STD. So um,
Yeah, I mean, she's a little bit hot though. But anyway, I don't wanna. Yeah. Oh,
uh, I was actually I was remember how we were talking about music and intelligence once,
yeah.
right? And so they were playing their music, and Eminem happened to come on, and I thought about this again, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this. I want to talk
So
about this.
I was listening to this. Ah, God, I'm starting to hear noises. Um, oh, that reminds me of something else, but I'll get back to that later. Um, so I was actually quite surprised with the lyrics, right? So he's fashioned his lyrics in a very um, practical way, and
That's what he does.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was. Because like I don't.
There's a difference between someone who listens to rap and someone who makes rap.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
I never listen to rap outright, right? So
Yes.
it was refreshing to have someone who listens to rap on the regular play their like music.
Joel?
Spence. Um,
Okay.
so they were playing their music, and I I enjoyed it. It was nice. Its its lyrical content is surprisingly thoughtful, even though it still falls into the pitfalls of being rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you and me both listen to. Oh wait, I almost farted, and it was almost not a fart. Wow,
So it
saved.
was a bit of a crap.
Man, that was close. I almost smoked a cigar then. Anyway, so I was listening to the lyrics, and
Mm-hmm.
it was actually saddening because like when we listen to 21 Pilots, right, we have that all the lyrics mean something deep and thoughtful, but when you listen to something like Eminem, granted his music is always striving to be deep and thoughtful, right? And when he does say a lyric that is typically a rap lyric, it is usually
Yeah.
commenting on the life of a rapper, which is different,
Mm-hmm.
I grant you, but it still is um in such a place that it makes it feel um like as if it was falling into the pitfalls of still trying to be a rap song.
But there's also a difference between, do you know like Little Pump or something?
Mm-hmm.
That that guy with the Gucci Gang thing, the Gucci Gang song
Not at all.
that
I
Jordan.
know the concept of the little man.
Yeah. The what?
The little man, yeah. The
The
little
little
Wayne,
thing?
the little John, the little Pump.
I don't know what the concept is. What is it? Is it like a thing? I don't know if it is.
It is
Is it?
my own way of understanding rappers. Little Wayne, Little John, Little Pump. Like I don't know
Okay.
what's with it, but they
Yeah.
all insist on being little men.
Yeah. But yeah, like they have no lyrical content, I would think. Maybe they do, but it's not very evident in their thing
Mm,
initially. But like, um, I think they would kind of like the life and the bass of it, and you know
yeah,
the rhythm.
I understand. Understand.
Yeah,
So
I can hear.
yeah, so I have been thinking too much. I here's my problem. I keep on thinking about more and more topics. It's a snowball situation here for me. Um, I'm starting to
Hmm.
hear noises, right? Um,
Oof.
that I don't think are there. But it's not making me crazy. It's a medical. It's a studied phenomenon, right?
What is that? Yeah. Ooh,
So,
I want to hear this.
have you ever heard your phone ring?
No.
Have you ever heard a phone ring?
Duh.
Exactly. How often have you answered the phone?
Oh, sorry. I was answering a question that wasn't being asked. Uh, I-
What? That's unfortunate timing. So you've heard your phone ring, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I was answering. I thought you were saying like, have you ever heard your phone ring and it didn't ring? And I'm saying no. I heard that happens, but I only.
You know where I'm going with this. You may as well just complete the thought then. Okay, no, this is my point. I'm going to explain my point anyway, even though you have already moved on in the conversation without me. Okay?
I'm like 3 steps
Yeah, you're
too far.
already thinking about your rebuttal to my supposed interjection
Oh,
here.
you. Oh,
But okay,
that was funny. Oh,
Okay, so here it is, right? So you hear your phone ring, and many people they hear their phone ring, but it is a new age phenomenon to hear the phantom phone ring, right? The
mm-hmm.
and the phantom phone ring is quite the problem because the second you know that there's such a thing as phantom phone ringing, you
It seems to
suddenly
be everywhere now.
you I suddenly am like hearing phones. I hear things all the time. Like I'm constantly just hearing phones going off, like or like noises or stuff I know. Like okay, I swear this is gonna sound weird, right? But for the past 10 years, a bowl has been dropped in my kitchen.
Why?
I don't know. Every time I'm sleeping, lying in bed, I hear bowls falling.
That's funny.
It's like and I don't think that actual bowls are falling, right? Like it can't be.
Maybe when you were born, your umbilical cord was cut and the remaining pieces of it,
Oh, like
and the
sounding
bowl
like
dropped.
when you oh, that's just weird.
Ding. Yes, it is.
No, yeah. So these like phantom noises are starting to get to me, right?
I think
Like
so.
they're like everywhere. Just like constantly. I I know like it's one of those things that you feel like, oh, I know that there is such a thing as phantom phone calls, so I should technically be hearing it less, right? It's like it's like one of those things like you can't um like if I was to tell you don't think about pink elephants, you can't
You're
help
gonna
but
think
think
about
about pink
elephants.
elephants, right? But it's one of those things
Yes.
where you'd assume, oh, I know what um phantom phone calling is, I shouldn't be susceptible to it, right? No, 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 no,
Uh-huh.
no. Quite the opposite. I like listen to the whole phone ringtone, right? My mom has had the same ringtone for years, right? So I know this ringtone and I can hear the whole ringtone. And I'd actually, like, while the ringtone's going on, ask my parents, do you hear a phone ringing? And then they'd stop this TV show or whatever they're doing. They'd, like, put their ear into the air and be like, no. And I would still be hearing the phone ring. And I'm like, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. And then it would stop. And they'd be like, okay, it's not there anymore. It's actually not there anymore.
And, but you know, when we used to play in Indiana Jones right into the night with the lights off, and
Oh,
I
yeah?
wasn't used to that. Um, and that thing and the theme song kept on
Oh, yeah.
playing.
Dun, dun,
I had that the whole night,
dun, dun,
and I was like,
dun,
"Is the TV on?" And I couldn't sleep the whole night because of that.
dun.
I'm like, "What the heck happened?" And I'm like, "Okay, this is because I was playing it for literal 12 hours, the whole day."
Dun, 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 dun,
And I
dun,
love that game,
dun,
but
dun, dun.
it starts to get to you.
And and it was like so in the background that it was like it wasn't even in your
And I
face. Like
couldn't sleep. It's like, especially your house. In your house, I just can't sleep.
yeah,
It's weird.
you never had success in my house. I think the only time we
Never.
actually had success was when we stuck you in your own room.
I
Like we
think
get,
so. That was like once, and
I think that is like near
uh,
the end before you moved to Cape Town. I was just like, if he's gonna sleep over here, I'm gonna make up a whole room. I can't be bothered to put up with his making up in the middle of the night bullshit. He's gonna sleep in his own room.
yeah, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that gets some people's nerves. I suppose.
Well, no, like I'm very much okay with it, right? But
But
it
your
like
parents aren't.
they aren't,
uh,
right? So like at Chris's house, for example, you just got up in the middle of the night and I was like, bro, go back to sleep, and like I just pushed you down into your bed.
it was a very Yeah, that's kind of a quirk I have.
Yeah,
At least I
I just,
had,
I just, I
maybe.
just pushed you down into your bed, and I was like, okay, okay, good night, good night, good night, good night, D. And then I went back to sleep.
Then,
That's just,
and sometimes like a few years ago, I sometimes woke up under my desk. I have a very active brain when I was sleeping.
I think definitely the worst was at camp, because we had actual bridges
Oh,
and rivers. There was actual
oh,
rivers
that was
running through
bad.
that place.
Okay, I want to tell this story. I want to tell the
Go,
story.
go, go at it.
Okay, so we're in this camp, a really nice camp, one of our better camps.
Grade 7.
Um, yeah. So there's like a river going from the top by the canteen, and across the river is the place where we have dinner, lunch, and breakfast, and there's this bridge that goes across, and I woke up one day because there was like these windows, and we left open the window because of some kid on next to me had insomnia, and I woke up and I just walked out. I knew I was walking out, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. I just walk out and I wake up with my sleeping bag across the river. It was it's insane. So
So you straight up crossed a bridge, right? And
yeah,
not the most widest of bridges, right? Like,
yeah,
given you'd literally have to turn your body sideways to get two people to walk across if they were going in opposite
yeah,
directions. And you still
yeah. It
found your way
was
all the way outside the girls' dorm rooms. Was it? That was the furthest you got,
no,
right?
no, no. It was across the bridge.
Yeah, that was the
It
girls'
was it was
dorms.
like right outside the canteen, like
The
where
the
we
girls the
eat
girls'
and
dorms were
stuff.
right there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds creepy if I say you're outside the girls' dorm than if I was to say you're outside
I
the
believe.
canteen. So,
I believe.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say your dick got you up in the middle of the night and made you walk all the way to the girls' dorm rooms.
I wish it was like that. Then I wouldn't
It
be in
sounds
so much
painful, your
danger.
dick just growing legs and walking you, but anyway.
It's just like I couldn't control it. It was
Yeah,
part of
no,
my
you couldn't.
being, and I don't know if I still do it. I think I do
You
it if I'm
probably
in an
do.
unnatural place.
But like, it is
Now I
one of
don't,
those.
especially with the melatonin.
I could
Like
imagine, yeah.
I don't move.
But
I'm like a baby.
it's one of those things where it's like, ADD, right? It is something you grow out of, right? Relatively, as you get older, your energy decreases, right? So
Hmm.
there is a certain point where someone that is hyperactive just isn't anymore. And many people with ADD and like any medical condition that isn't life threatening, like
Hmm.
even some people with obesity, if they've grown up with it, it is ingrained so heavily into their life, and also that their food regimen has been so um, standardized that they don't worry about um, their individual quirks so much anymore, right? And so I feel
Yeah.
that that is something that you as a person have gotten increasingly better at. Like, from consider grade 7 walking across a bridge to, I believe, was it end of grade 8, beginning of grade 9? Um, I think it was beginning grade 9. Just sitting up. That's all you did,
Mm. And also
right?
speaking in my sleep, I would say literal sentences
Yeah,
in my
but that's
sleep.
that's a lot better than screaming. That was just
Yeah,
that
screaming
was
was the better part.
that was the your apex. I must agree there.
I had weird dreams, still do.
Yeah,
Hella
well,
weird, but
my parents had me like brainwashed into watching Merlin and Lord of the
yeah, I
Rings.
was
Very
freaking scared. I thought
very
you were freaking Gollum at one stage.
very young off. I was used to watching these things just because
Yeah, I was.
my parents couldn't. My parents wanted to watch TV shows, so they watched TV shows, and I just
Mm,
tagged along. I could have gone to my room and done my own thing, but no, I wanted to watch TV. So I ended up watching Merlin.
I think I was very sheltered. I am they were sheltered. Yeah.
Well, actually, I
Anyway,
wouldn't say you're sheltered.
yeah.
It's just you grew up in a
I
perpetual
was.
state of having
I
little
said I
people.
was sheltered. Then I kind of, grew
No,
out
I
of
don't
that.
think it's a sheltered kind. I think it's more of a you grew up with little people all the time.
I
Like
suppose.
your parents couldn't be watching Merlin because your little brother has to watch Barney, you know. So,
Hmm.
or whatever the kids do nowadays. These
No,
days.
but I never watched things like that. I used to watch Harry Potter. I was scared of it. But that's also my quirk. Like back then, I was
Yeah,
extremely sensitive to like anything that had blood in it. So yeah.
yeah.
But I know people who are worse than me.
That's just people.
That
That's just peopleisms. Well, it's just our own little things that we have, and what you
yeah, but
can't.
you don't have night terrors. You've never spoken in your sleep that I know of, have you?
Um, I beat myself. I used to beat myself up. I probably still do, but not so violently. Um,
Why?
and I remember having night terrors, but
Really? No, like screaming that you don't know of. I didn't know I screamed
oh,
during my sleep.
oh, no, no, I've never been,
And that's why it sucked so much because I'm like,
because
I can't control it.
you don't know about that. That is when, oh, you've watched, how many of the CGP Grey videos have you watched now? Have you watched all of them? Can you tell me you watched all of them?
A few, yes.
Have you
Oh,
watched the You Are Two video?
yes, I've watched that. That
That
kind of
one,
caught my eye.
that one got me. That one was like, ooh, hot damn, this is something quite
Wait,
deeply creepy if you think about it. Like, there is just
I
this,
don't agree with him in some instances.
in what way?
To
In what way?
extent, I agree with him in the sense that we do have we do have two sides of our brain, two sides that control our personality and the way we think. But I mean,
You're
I
sounding,
I don't think that we would have. I sound like Brady now.
yeah, you sound,
Testing the
yeah,
mic.
I was just
That's
about to say you sound like Brady when this is exactly,
and
what
I
a
have no
left,
way to prove
this
this
is,
that
like,
I
me neither. Look, well, technically I
and there
do.
has been they do have proof that
They,
there is consciousness in both sides.
yeah,
I don't know what to think.
but
Yeah,
that's the
it's
thing.
probably right.
You sound like Brady in saying, "Oh no," but and then Gray's like, "This is exactly what a right brainer would say, right? This is exactly what someone's the superior cortex, superior the
Yes,
lateral side of the
it
brain
makes
would
sense.
say." And I'm just thinking to myself, oh, I want to be very kind to the other side, other half of my brain because it's just sitting here along for the ride, and I feel sorry.
The left side is the creative side,
And that's the
isn't
one
it?
that can't talk.
I forgot.
Um, I
Yeah.
forgot which side exactly, but so it's I believe it's your left side because your right hand is the dominant one. I can't remember. So you have a
But
superior.
I've done tests that I'm more right. I'm more right-brained anyway.
So the
Like,
whole thing is that you have a
trust me.
superior lobe and a inferior,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so the one doesn't talk, and the one recognizes. It's a whole thing. It's homework. Go watch You Are Two by CHP Grey.
And yeah. And I don't know why. This is very unrelated. I feel it insulting being called like a Brady. I don't know. I just,
What? How? That's just more
I don't
insult. That
like being a Brady.
you just insulted
I don't like
Brady.
being Brady.
You just
No, I
insulted
just
Brady.
yes, yes. I just
Everyone wants to be CHP Grey because
yes,
you as a
precisely.
person identify as very close to CHP Grey, but I feel that listening and having being
If
exposed to
anything,
the
that is a
life of Brey.
really mean thing to say.
Well, okay, so wait, let me finish. So so being exposed and listening to the life stories of Brady, even though I have not completed all the podcasts like you have, I I'm still listening to them, and I still listen to Brady's stories and be like, I wouldn't mind having my whole job be just recording these professors, right?
Ooh,
Like
yeah, me too. That'll
like
be fun.
think like that is a he as a person is a smart person, right? But
Yeah,
he is no
he's quirky. He's
degree holding scholar, right? He doesn't
But
actually have a doctorate
mm,
or whatever, right?
he is a doctor, technically. Oh,
By degree.
technically. Have you gone
No,
past
no,
that,
no,
Dr. Brady?
he's gotten, that's an honorary doctorate, not an actual
Yeah, I
doctorate.
know. Yeah, but he's learnt enough. I mean, it is
Yeah,
only a label being
that's
called
why
a
the
doctorate,
honorary
but
means
anyway.
something.
Yeah. It doesn't really mean anything, it's just a nice label to have.
But that's the thing. Gray is a legitimate
Yeah, but he also
professor,
says that he can never um be a doctor in anything because his interests waver in
and
in many
that
ways, so he can focus on one thing.
but he does
And
have
yeah,
a physics
yeah,
degree,
yeah, he does
and
because yes,
also the way Gray presents himself makes him feel far superior to Brady, right? Even Brady himself does admit
admits
that
it. Yeah,
Gray is a very
yeah.
smart and calculated person, right?
I was just about to say
Like,
calculated. Yeah.
but like, Gray says he is a dumb ass next to Derek, right? From Veritasium, right? So you see, they keep on holding each other next to each other, and they keep on looking at the inadequacies,
Mhm. I
even
mean,
though they're
yeah.
very different and each have got their
Do you
ups.
ever think you will get a college degree, won't you?
College degree?
You will, of
Hell yeah.
course. Yeah, because
that's that's
that is what college is for.
that is
That is what
the
everything is.
that is the thing is you if you want to have any if you want to be able to get a job, you're gonna need
Mm.
that college degree.
I would love to say that I don't need one, but of course it's like just a
You
kind of
you need
a
one.
bagful unless you need. Yes, it does. That's kind of
You
not the
you
point
you
here.
you
That's
have
not the freaking
you
point.
have preference over someone who doesn't have one. So
Yeah, definitely.
you'd rather get it if you can.
I don't deny that. And don't come here with your whole intellectual bragging here, okay?
Well,
That's besides the point.
I did that as a joke. Don't
Your
hold.
jokes are mean.
I could be much meaner. I'm just gonna put that out
You
there.
said you're not mean.
I'm not mean.
You're very much a hypocrite as well.
And what? Have you never seen a hypocrite before?
I'm listening to one right now. I didn't make that mistake now.
Exactly. You see, I can admit I'm a hypocrite.
Hmm.
I can be hypocritical sometimes. This is two dudes talking. You can't hold our opinions at 100% accuracy all the time. This is off the cuff, man.
Which is a shame. But anyway, because
It's a
I would
shame,
love to
but
calculate every single word I say, so I don't have to sound like a total idiot. But that's not.
the
That's
more
not much.
calculating you do, the less you speak. Because if you calculate enough, you can calculate yourself into why speak at all. Because all knowledge is
Oblivion.
out in the world, and we're all die unhappy. Then you may as well just never speak ever.
That's an option. No, that's an option.
But you don't, because you know you can't. So
That's
just
the way
off.
humans, because people die because of not socializing. Humans need to socialize. It's not a thing like, "Oh, I prefer not to," but there's been studies showing that if you don't socialize, you will start to have health risks and stuff like that. It's a
Yeah,
real thing.
that's why I enjoy my ambivert lifestyle. Um, where
No,
I
I'm proudly an introvert in saying that I will socialize with like people that I like, and you'll socialize with people, and you can tolerate people that you don't. And I don't want
yeah.
to waste my time speaking to people that are dumb, unless they're my friends who happen to wiggle their way into my heart. You know.
Well, that's the thing. That's why we all need a little bit of each other, right? So I need Joel because otherwise I would probably never socialize with anyone ever, right? But then
Oh, that stings.
so
That
so
stings.
No.
That
Wait.
stings
Let,
real
let me
deep.
let me let me finish this. Let me
It
finish this.
stings.
Let me finish this. So,
That
if Joel's the
hurts.
extrovert, right, and I'm the ambivert feeding off his extrovertedness, right? I have adopted some of his mannerisms in socializing and going to events and so on and so forth, right?
Hmm.
Yet I still very much am am introverted, um, in many of my mannerisms, and so it's like a chain
And
effect, right? So if if Joel is the okay, ooh, have you heard the guys? Have you ever heard of the three prisoners needing to go to the bathroom joke?
no,
So
you're full of jokes.
the guy on top, right? He's singing "Let It Go, Let It
Oh yeah, I've heard
Go,
of this,
Let It
but just tell
Go,"
it for the
and then the
listeners.
guy in the second bank, right? So the guy on the top bank was singing "Let It Go." The guy in the second bank sings "Raindrops falling on my face, raindrops falling," and then the guy on the bottom bank is singing "Yellow River Fall, Yellow River Fall." So they gather up, and this is exactly how we are. Um, it our Joel's extrovertivity, is that a word?
Extrovertedness. I don't think extrovertivity is not a thing.
Extrovertness doesn't sound right either, though.
Extrovertness. I'm not gonna Google it, but I
Neither
think
am I, but
extrovertness.
just let it be known that I do not agree with either words that we are saying now.
Yeah.
Um,
His
it like
socialization
it
preferences.
trickles down, right?
Maybe.
Like
I
think
wonder
like
if being an extrovert is literally um in your genetics. I
I
wonder.
don't think I
Is
think
it?
it's one of these nature versus nurture things, don't you think?
I
Like
think yeah, and we've spoken about this at length. A bit of both, I would think. A bit of both. Wish those statistics were there. Like,
yeah.
people that have and not, that kind of
But
thing.
I
Because you
think it's
can't
one of those
measure
things that you can.
experiences,
I think you could be nurtured fully into being an extrovert
but
if you
different
so
people
wished.
with different uh
Obvious,
interests have
obviously
different
there
have
are
same
exceptions.
yeah, definitely.
I
What are
think
you saying, bro?
the biggest exception to being an extrovert by nurture is Asperger's.
Asperger's is having no social capability.
Well, it's it's having you struggle to interpret
People's
people's
emotions
people's emotions,
and
personalities, and stuff like that, right?
and,
And
and sarcasm.
and
Is that
sarcasm
what I heard?
and all
Yeah.
those little niceties, right?
Mm-hmm.
You struggle with them, and so that is a medical reason why you'd be introverted because many people don't want to socialize. Like if you're a germaphobe, you don't want to socialize. If you're a this, you don't want to socialize. If you're a that, you don't want to socialize. There's many reasons why you you wouldn't want to be social. But I think if you assume everyone is blank pieces of paper, if you pour paint on the top piece of paper, and it'll trickle down onto the lower pieces of paper, little by little, right? And so some people would
Mm-hmm.
be happy receiving very little paint, where others would prefer to be having paint poured on
But
them.
what controls your paint preferences then? Nurture? I just don't
I think
feel that is
I think
satisfying enough.
your paint preference actually isn't so you don't control how much paint is poured on you, but how thick your
And
paper
perhaps
is.
the shade of paint also counts. Like if that shade is very saturated with a lot of
A lot of
People,
a lot
I
of
don't know.
sarcastic assholes. I don't want to socialize with sarcastic assholes. Um,
Yeah, but unless
if
you're socializing with one sarcastic asshole, or like,
one
you
sarcastic
know,
asshole and maybe like 20 fun-loving socialites. There's a difference,
and
right?
like five fuckboys or something,
You know,
you know.
and so some people would prefer different things, of course, but
Our analogies are really bad.
no. I think if you'd let me go with this analogy, you could see how it is perfect, right? So
Okay,
so
convince me.
so yes, I will convince you. So you're socializing and interactions with people are paint, right?
Hmm.
Everyone has paint poured on them or give or dropped onto them, right? But the amount of paint you let um,
Through.
interact with you or like go through and suck into your paper differs
Okay.
on your paper. So, for example, if you are a real socialite, right? You,
Hmm.
for example, would have like a rice paper, right? A kind of
Hmm.
paper that is known for its very thin and it would let all the paper run through practically, right? Or
Yeah.
you could be cardboard and you let these social interactions just run off you and not actually interact with you at all.
Hmm.
I have this very
Yeah.
I have this very you know in a dream when you feel something like you know someone has this name but it's never actually spoken. You know that? Like I can
Kind of.
feel this like sense of anxiety, but there is actually no reason for this sense of anxiety. You know that feeling?
Oh, oh, definitely. Yeah.
So that's how I feel right now. Like this analogy, it works in the emotional and the theoretical in my head, but when I describe it, I can actually hear it lose a sense of meaning the more and more I try and describe how it feels to me to describe that. It feels weird.
Yeah, it sounds weird. Mm. Still feeling that melatonin wave.
Actually, I was just about to say, it's probably about time. I kind of didn't look at the clock when we started, but we should be around about the end of podcast time.
Yeah, it's 10, it's half an hour. How long
Hmm?
have we been talking for?
Well, at quarter two, you came back on after your little going to go get food thing, and I don't know
Okay,
how long I was talking by myself or how long we were talking before then.
so let's just say we have like 10 minutes left.
I think let's call it safe. I want to ride the
Mm,
melatonin right into the bed.
yeah, that's a good idea.